The baseball season's underway. Welcome to this edition of the Mark Kingston Show, alongside the head coach, Mike Lefko, with you. Coach, you guys are a couple of weekends in. You have won your first two weekend series. What have you liked out of this team so far?
Well, as you mentioned, we've won our first two weekend series, played a really good Liberty team and a very scrappy Eastern Michigan team the second weekend. And so to win both series is good. But as I say all the time to our guys, we're interested in being great, not just good. And so when you play a weekend series, the goal is to try to sweep, and we didn't do that, so it means we have work to do still. So we'll continue to focus on those positives, but we also have some things we need to address as this season goes, and we're learning that the more we play, the more we learn our strengths and weaknesses.
It's such a young team, and I know we have talked about that so much before the season. That was the talk, 16 new freshmen, and then on opening night you put 4 in the starting lineup. You had that incredible win, though, 11-10 comeback win, and the freshmen really all produced. Is that what you're going to expect from them this year?
I hope so. I mean, once again, we've said it from the start. We need a balance of production from our veteran guys who have proven they can do it at this level, combined with our younger guys who are playing here for the first time. And so on a lot of occasions this year we've had that. We need to get some of our veterans producing better than they have so far, and I think they will. But it needs to be a good mix of returning proven guys and the young guys getting better every week. And offensively, I think we're going to get there. It just, we need to continue to do that as an entire team. Our pitching needs to continue to get better. Both the new guys and the returning players and our position players just need to get better each week.
Well, we're still just 8 games into the season, and you have experimented with a lot of different lineups. Some has been a result of injury, some has been just tinkering around. Is that a luxury to be able to do that, or do you want to essentially lock in a lineup by conference play?
Yeah, I mean, I think ideally most coaches will tell you they want to settle on a lineup so guys know their roles. They know that they're going to play the next day, or they know my role as a reserve, so I need to be prepared to come in for defense or pinch run or pinch hit or whatever the case may be. I think ideally you want to have 9 all-stars that you write in the lineup every day, and you hope the guys earn those roles. So early on, we've tried to get a look at a lot of different guys, and as we move on into the season, we'll try to get to a point where we can settle into a fairly set lineup.
Well, Chris Chatfield, to highlight just one guy who early on has really jumped off the page with his numbers, leads the team in RBIs and home runs. How has he gotten so locked in, or what has helped his advancement so early on?
Well, he's a very talented kid, but what we didn't know coming in was how hard he would work, how much he cared about being a great player. I've said it before, if you hear noise coming out of the cages, there's a number of guys it could be, but it usually will be Chris right there with him. He works very hard. He's always asking questions. He wants to get better. When you tell him something to help him as a player, he thanks you, which is very refreshing. So he's a very, very talented kid. I mean, anybody that sits in the stands can see that guy really looks like a baseball player. And so we're very fortunate to have him. I think the sky's the limit with Chris, and so his talent and his willingness to learn and work on his game, I think we have the makings there of a kid that has a chance to really do some great things.
He has steadily moved up in the batting order since the opening weekend. Another guy who's done that, Duke Stunkel, not a freshman, but a newcomer to your squad. Yeah. He has seemed also really locked in at the plate early on.
Yeah, Duke's a sophomore that also once I think started lower in the order as we started, as did Chris, and now is hitting in our 3-hole because of how he's produced. So Duke Stunkel has been a very nice addition to our lineup, as Chatfield has been. So those are guys that they're young guys, and they're guys that I think can help us win this year, but also moving into the future.
Well, we talked a lot about the newcomers, but one returner will give you a behind-the-scenes look at a baseball practice when we return here on the Mark Kingston Show.
This is where the legends live, waiting for someone with better innovation. From the brand that reinvented the t-shirt comes the Under Armour Speedform Apollo. This is our rocket ship.
Looking for an individual or family health care plan? Or maybe a dental policy? Look no further than the Tampa Florida Blue Centers in West Shore, Carrollwood, and Pinellas Park. For more information, go to floridablue.com or call the number on the screen.
Good, strong throw to the plate.
Payoff pitch, swung on, blasted deep into right, carrying at the wall, and this one clears the fence!
Man, I gotta come up with some good jokes since I got this thing on today. Coach, you wanna talk to the camera? Yeah. You don't have anything to say? That's a big word, Coach. Yeah. Dre, you got anything to say?
Nah, not right now. I'll figure something out though later.
You figure something out?
Worth about 30 cents.
Luke, wait. It's $1 million. Jonah, say hi.
Hey, Kevin.
This is Jonah. He's the greatest. Vilar.
Hey, Vilar.
Vilar. And we got Coco here, the greatest throwing partner in the country. This is Coach here. He's going to teach us some base running skills.
Hi, Kev. Hey, Kevin. It's fun.
It's going to be fun. Whew. Bradley on the dive. We're doing 2 or just 1? 4. Huh? 4. 4.
What am I doing in this royal carriage? I summoned it with YP, the best local app ever, with Uber built right in.
Conroy, take me to the haberdashery.
That's not my name, sir.
Sir. How do I get away with this? I bought tickets directly from the YP app, and with Fandango built right in, I go right to my primo seats with this obscene bucket of corn. Hot.
Download the YP app. Do it now.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the bulls run.
We just got a nice behind-the-scenes look from Kevin Merrill. Certainly entertaining when we strap the GoPro on any of these players. Coach, to ask you something about Kevin, such a tremendous freshman season, and already he has come out swinging the bat well to begin his sophomore year. I know he does all the little things right, but what has he shown you as a player so far?
He's growing. He's getting better, and that's what you want to see. The idea is that you bring in talented young kids, and then you help them develop each year. And so he had a great season last year, really put himself on the map. But this year he's taken his game to the next level. He's swinging the bat better. The ball comes off his bat hotter. His defense has continued to improve, and he's gotten off to a great start. He has a number of stolen bases. He's hitting in the high 300s. Just a great all-around ball player. Brings everything to the table that you would want to see. So once again, we're happy to have him at the top of our lineup.
A power hitter now after that 3-run homer he had the other day?
No, probably not. Not a power hitter, but occasionally, like I said, the ball's coming off his bat much hotter than it did last year. So occasionally, if they leave a ball up and he takes his normal swing, you're going to see a ball leave the ballpark.
We've talked a lot of offense. Let's transition to the pitching and the weekend rotation that you have trotted out there. You've had the same Friday, Sunday starters the past 2 weekends, and Phoenix Sanders, his first start for you in a Bulls uniform, had an impressive strikeout number. Then he matched that the next weekend against Eastern Michigan. Yeah. What has he done well on the mound?
Well, he's a competitor. First and foremost, he's a great competitor, but he also runs his fastball 88 to 91, has a very good breaking pitch, and has feel. That's something we talk about all the time. He has very good command of his pitches. He keeps the ball down a great majority of the time. And so he has that breaking ball that's a put-away pitch right now. And so through 2 starts, he has 19 strikeouts and 2 walks. And so that's all you can ask for out of a weekend starter.
Really, your entire weekend rotation. Last weekend against Eastern Michigan, strikeout numbers high, walks low. What did you stress to them, or what did Billy Moll, your pitching coach, stress to them?
Well, that's something we stress all the time. I mean, that's any level of baseball is if you can strike guys out, that gets you out of rallies, it gets you out of tough situations. But you cannot walk teams and walk hitters because that's what helps set up the rallies. So Billy has worked really hard with our pitchers to try to get them to throw strikes. And it's just, if you're going to pitch at this level, you have to throw strikes. It's that simple. There's no way around it. So that's going to continue to be something we stress at all times.
You still have a couple of weekends of non-conference action upcoming, St. Joe's and Holy Cross the next few weekends, I think, before we have another show. What do you tell your team going into these weekends about, hey, we need to take it, and then we also need to focus on the sweep, perhaps?
We need to get better. That's the bottom line. We need to get better in every facet of our game, defensively, offensively, pitching, base running, situational baseball. We need to get better at every aspect of the game. So that's our focus. Get better, get better, get better, and you hope the wins come along with that.
So a couple of big home weekends coming up here for the USF baseball team, and also next Tuesday, a game against Florida State. That'll be a big one right here at the USF Baseball Stadium. Thanks for watching this edition of The Mark Kingston Show.